What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Chris Evans here with Zero Meter Chasers live on this Sunday afternoon here in Kentucky, taking a look at the Kentucky Mesonet website as we fired up this live video to kind of give a quick update into what you guys can expect as we finally head into our Monday and Tuesday. But here, as we look at the KY Mesonet website, you will see we have temperatures in Kentucky anywhere in the low to mid 80s. You will see that our dew point in Fulton County is 75 degrees, very moist. When we switch over to the central part of the state in Hardin County, the dew point is 62 degrees, which is still very moist compared to what we had the last couple of days. And then when you move over to the eastern part of the county in Bath County, you will see a dew point of 63 degrees. So we are increasing those temperatures today, and we're also increasing that humidity as we move forward through our Monday. It has absolutely been cooking today and yesterday, and we'll continue to see those humidity and moisture values increase as we get into our overnight tonight. So what I did want to do is go ahead and look at the Weatherfront website real quick, and we will zoom into Kentucky here a little bit. And we'll take a look at the radar. And if you guys have been watching our forecast videos, you know there was a storm chance in western Kentucky today. Thankfully, that storm chance has kind of stayed to the west. We have stayed capped and dry for most of Kentucky today. I know we did have like a brief thunderstorm in far western Fulton County. But even other than that, I mean, even in far western Kentucky, we have stayed remainly dry today. And as you look at radar here, you can see we do have a severe thunderstorm warning here in Missouri, southern Missouri, that's moving up to the north. And we have some ongoing just showers and thunderstorms. And if we put this in motion here from about the past hour, you will tell that it is just this moisture is slowly working its way up to the northeast. And this is what is going to be responsible for our rain and storm chance as we get into our Monday morning and our Monday afternoon. But as we look at the rest of our Sunday, though, it does look like that a lot of this precipitation is going to stay off to the southwest. We'll have to see if this complex of storms here off to the southwest of West Kentucky can stay together tonight as it moves off to the northeast. But a lot of the model data has kind of been a little bit iffy on whether that can happen or not. So what I wanted to do now was kind of look at some model data as we get into next week, especially as we get into our Monday with that humidity and moisture values increasing. We are going to finally see a precipitation chance increase as we get into our Monday and especially our Monday afternoon. So we're going to take a look at that here. Here is tonight shown on the NSSL model. We'll fast forward it here to we'll go to about 10 o'clock, and you'll see it has picked up on that little complex of rain and showers and thunderstorms off to the southwest. But as we lose the daylight heating today, those storms will probably fizzle out before they even reach to western Kentucky. So as we look to the rest of tonight and into our overnight to around midnight, I do think most of Kentucky is going to remain mostly dry. But we will still see those humidity values increase into the low to mid 60s, especially in western Kentucky where they're in the mid to upper 60s. Now, when we get into our Monday morning, that is where you can really start to see some moisture start to increase from western Kentucky, and it is starting to advance eastward. So this is at 10 a.m., and I'll zoom in a little bit here to the state, and you'll see we have some ongoing showers. We're going to have some ongoing showers and storms tomorrow morning. We highlighted this a couple days ago, but it does look like we could have some showers and storms along the I-65 corridor in the early morning hours. I don't think that everybody's going to see widespread rain as we get into our early Monday morning, but I do think that it is very possible to see some showers and thunderstorms, especially along I-65 early in the morning as we get into our Monday. And as we advance this radar forward here and we get into our Monday afternoon, you will see widespread showers and thunderstorms are going to continue as we get into our Monday afternoon and our Monday evening. These thunderstorms are going to have extremely high moisture values. They're going to have a lot of moisture to work with. So if you stay under a thunderstorm for an extended period of time, there is a concern for a flash flooding risk. We're going to look at a little bit of data here in a second where it kind of shows how much moisture we actually have in the atmosphere as we get into our Monday afternoon. And you will see we have a lot of moisture. So anywhere that you get some of the stronger of these cells here as we get into our Monday afternoon is where I'm more worried about the more isolated risk for some flash flooding as we get into our Monday afternoon. So you'll see those cells kind of racing off to the northeast as we get into our Monday, and we could even have some more of those storms here as we get into our Monday night. Now, I did want to briefly cover Tuesday as well in this video. We're really going to cover Monday, Tuesday, and talk about the heat for later in the week. And we'll have a full forecast video on our Zero Meter page later tonight, kind of covering the whole week forecast. But I did kind of want to go on my personal page and give you guys a quick update before we had that update on the Zero Meter page. So no matter if you're watching this on Twitter, if you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, you can leave a comment in here. So if you have any questions about anything that I cover in this video, please be sure to leave a comment, and I can pop your comment up on the screen, and I'll cover it during the video. So if I have not covered your location or you have any questions about any specific locations during a time frame, please be sure to put that comment in any of the respective chats, and I'll be sure to answer that. But as we go into our Tuesday, our attention is going to turn up here to the northwest. So as we look on our Monday, it's kind of going to be a southwest flow, pop-up thunderstorms, upper level low that'll move through. But as we get into Tuesday, and if you look at radar, a lot of the data has kind of been hinting at an MCS complex that is going to track from St. Louis into Kentucky as we get into early Tuesday morning. Now, I don't think 6 a.m. is set in stone because model data really struggles with timing of MCS complexes. It could be a buffer anywhere from 6 to 12 hours sometimes, and a lot of the model data differs on exactly when this complex of storms is going to track in Kentucky on Tuesday. But we will have to watch that complex as it moves from St. Louis into Kentucky, probably mid to early or mid to late afternoon or mid to late morning hours, especially along the I-65 corridor. This looks to track from St. Louis right over the I-65 corridor. And depending on when that MCS tracks, it could leave an outflow boundary in the afternoon for, again, some more thunderstorms as we fire up here in our Tuesday afternoon. So it is definitely looking like some more unsettled weather as we get into our Monday and Tuesday. And one thing I did want to show here was I did want to look at the HRRR real quick. And this is the PWatt values, or basically how much moisture the atmosphere can hold. And when we look at our PWatt values for Monday, you will see, especially along the I-65 corridor, we have about 2 inch per hour rainfall rates. Meaning, if you get a thunderstorm that stays over your area for a significant period of time, it can drop 2 inches of rain just like that. And that is why we are concerned a little bit of some flash flooding risk as we get into our Monday and our Tuesday, just from how much moisture that these storms are going to hold. And if a storm it's going to be very slow moving. So if it stays over you for a long time, you could have some flash flooding in your location. So kind of covering everything that we just talked about. Here is a graphic from the National Weather Service showing that slight risk of flash flooding as we get into our Monday. I'm more worried about, again, this I-65 corridor here. I think that is who is most at risk for some flash flooding as we get into our Monday. We could see anywhere from 1 to 3 inches of rain. And the thing with this is it's not going to be widespread. Somebody in one part of Hardin County could see a half of inch of rain, and somebody in another part of Hardin County could see 3 inches of rain. So these will be more scattered thunderstorms as we get into our Monday and Tuesday. And then another thing I did want to note, after we get through our Monday and Tuesday, look at this. Heat indices rising from 95 to 100 degrees in an incoming heat wave to the Ohio Valley, something that we have not had very much of this summer at all. So make sure that if you have any plans outside, you prepare for that, especially on Wednesday and Thursday afternoon, as we could have heat values over 95 to 100 degrees. So watching and tracking that storm threat on Monday and Tuesday, the severe risk looks pretty low. If I had a day to put a higher severe risk, I think it would be on Tuesday, but I don't think it's going to be a widespread severe weather by any stretch of the imagination. But we could have a couple of isolated warnings for some damaging wind gusts as we get into our Monday and Tuesday. So after we get through our Monday and Tuesday, that's when we're really going to build in the heat. And on Wednesday and Thursday, we're going to have heat indices anywhere from 95 to 100 degrees. So make sure you hydrate. Make sure you take precautions for this if you work outside and you take care of your body. Heat-related deaths are the number one severe weather death in the United States or in the world in general. So make sure that you take care of your body as we start to increase those heat indices as we get into our Wednesday and Thursday. So again, I appreciate everybody coming in here. We will have a live, or not a live, but we will have a video update with Zero Meter Chasers tonight, kind of covering our 7-day, as I do think we could have some more unsettled weather as we get into our next weekend. But I did not want to cover that on this video. So basically just watching our Monday and Tuesday for a widespread severe weather risk, or not a widespread severe weather risk, a widespread storm risk with a flash flooding risk. And then on Wednesday and Thursday, more worried about those heat indices that could rise 95 to 100 degrees. So make sure you guys stay weather aware and make sure you're following the Zero Meter page, as we will have a full week update later tonight. So thank you guys and have a great night.